My name is Eric Pinton. I'm a resident assistant here in Corcoran 1 West at Rockhurst University. I wanted to do a little experiment with my residents to see what leadership meant to them. I gave them 3 questions to answer. What does leadership mean to you? Who is someone you look up to as a leader? And how do you try to be a leader in your everyday life? And these are their responses.
Hi, my name's Alec Boss, and leadership to me is just an example to live your life by. And someone that I look up to as a leader is my youth group leader back home. He was just a guy that he didn't make much money, he had a family he had to look after, and he always just told us what we could do to help live our lives in high school. And he told us stories about what he did in high school, about what he would do to better himself through those times, and it really helped us out. And what I do to try to be a leader in my everyday life is I try to be nice to people. I try to just kind of stay away from the crowd and kind of lead my groups in class.
Leadership to me means being consistent, not second-guessing yourself, not necessarily always making the right decision, but basing your decision off the best interests of the group that you're leading. An example of a leader to me is my dad, and I look up to him because despite all that he does with business, he always makes the effort to see us each night, and if he's traveling, he'll always send us texts to make sure that our day was okay. And finally, I try and be a leader by showing up to any events that I've committed to, and if I can, always providing a valid explanation as to why I wasn't there. And knowing that I'm going to make mistakes, but not letting the mistakes define me, but rather the successes that I've had.
My name is Stefan Griffin, and I am a freshman here at Rockhurst. Leadership to me means being confident enough to take control of a dire situation and lead people out of it, while being subtle enough not to be boastful in your ways of your confidence. One person that I look up to as a leader in my life is my father. He's always taught me the ways of being a leader, how to be a leader, and in turn how how leadership brings you to manhood. So in everyday life, I try to be a leader by showing others the right thing to do in certain situations, being a good listener, being able to be a confidant for people, and helping others in ways that most others wouldn't do.
And I think leadership is when you set your own examples, you do your own things, and what you feel is right, you don't follow others. A leader to me would be my parents, because they get their own job, they show what leadership is, they have to fend for themselves. For me to be a leader in my life, I try to lead in study groups, or show my friends that I have to go do my homework, make right choices, and whatnot.
Alex Taylor. Leadership to me means being confident and understanding what is the greater good for the people he's leading. Someone who's a leader in my life is Jonathan Corbitz. He's in a lot of my classes, and he just helps out me, so it's a good example. I try to lead by helping other people in assignments, trying to do my best every day.
Hello, my name's Matt Wilton. I'm a resident in Corcoran. Leadership, to me, you have to find the right balance between actual, leading, and then realizing what you're not so good at, and letting the people who are good at those things actually lead in that sense. So you can lead by following, showing what it is to be a follower. That way when you're leading, other people know how to follow you.
A leader that I look up to a lot is Augustus Caesar.
The guy, he knew what he had to do to fix a tumultuous situation, and he had all these faces that people could call him fake, but really they were just different sides of his personality. And he used those different sides to get comfortable with people and to show what needed to be done. And to be a leader in everyday life, I just try to go beyond and do some random thing that most people don't do. Like I'll pick up random trash, or I'll hold the door open a little longer than other people, or if I see a friend down, just say, "What's up? What's wrong, dude?"
What does leadership mean to me? I think it just means just being a great example to everybody around you every day. Who is a leader that you look up to and why? Well, I look up to my dad because he's always been a great example to me. Like, he's always trying to help somebody, like, no matter what. I was trying to, just be a leader. How do you try to be a leader in your everyday life? Well, I'm just trying to act like my dad, I guess. Just trying to help everybody, use my abilities for God, family, and friends.
And what does leadership mean to me? I guess what it means is just like using the best of your abilities to help others, like achieve something more, achieve something, better, or like their goals or something like that. And then who is a leader that I look up to and why? I would say my brother, my older brother Pat, because just, I don't know, just like all through my life I've always looked up to him. Through high school, I went to the same high school he did. I just kind of followed everything that he did, and, I had a great experience, doing everything that I did there. And just kind of following in his footsteps, it's led me to some good things. So, just sort of everything he showed me. And then, how do I try to be a leader every day? Just, being nice to people in general, just helping someone out if they need help, just helping people just get things done, or, achieve things that they have to do. So, yeah.
All right. Hi, my name's Zach McGuff. I think leadership to me means being able to put others before yourself, to push them down a road or a path that you know is right, whether or not they see it themselves. Being able to be selfless enough to push them and motivate them to be better and push themselves down a better path as well. One leader that I see every day, obviously, is Coach Kelly. Coach Kelly is the head coach of our brand new lacrosse team. He basically uprooted his life to help begin something that was just a complete mystery, just came out of nowhere. He's put, every second of his entire life into something that's brand new and something that's totally unknown. And, that's just a constant reminder of what leadership really is to me. One way that I try to be a leader is on the lacrosse field. Obviously, I play goalie, so I kind of have to be, but I really pride myself on being a team leader and being a leader in the classroom and everywhere else. I always have, and I don't know, it's just something that I see in myself, and I know that not all people are like that, and I feel pride in that, and so I really push myself to be a leader for the best and to push people to be better in themselves.
So I'm Henry Martinez. I'm a freshman this year at Rockhurst. And leadership to me means sacrificing and not complaining. I'm sure there's like a plethora of attributes for it, but to me those are the two most important. And a leader that I looked up to is probably just anybody who follows that. I've noticed it a lot in my dad, who's really good at that. So, and I try to imitate that behavior, so try to implement it in my everyday life. So, yeah, it's leadership for you.
Hi, my name is Jack Hussman. To me, leadership means setting an example that other people will follow. Someone who's a leader for me is my dad, because he sets that example for me. And being a leader in my everyday life, I try to follow his example and set that example for others.
My name is Jacob Weibel, and I think to be a leader, you need to be someone who is strong and independent, and is able to have to be able to lead followers in a good direction. And I think you need to have a good cause for why you're leading them. To be a leader in my everyday life, I try to set an example for guys on my floor and for everybody that I meet. And leadership to me, what does it mean to me? I think leadership just means guidance more to me, because I think that I'm pretty independent on my own, but I could always look to someone else for advice and for help if I really need it.
Hi, I'm Phil Donica, and leadership to me is the ability to influence others, not just by word of mouth, but with your actions, because to me, actions speak louder than words. The ability to be empathetic with others, but not necessarily sympathetic, because when you're sympathetic, sometimes nothing could get done, but empathy, you can at least see from their point of view, but you know what needs to be done. A leader to me that I would look up to is Malcolm X, just because, unlike Martin Luther King, he also would fight back, only if he is fought with first. Not the fact that his fighting was what I look up to, but, he searched for justice. And I try to be a leader in everyday life by helping out with others, working in group projects, and if nothing's getting done, taking control, and just trying to get what's done, what needs to be done, and not really be a control freak, but let everyone help and help yourself.
My name is Luke Salisbury, and I will be telling you about leadership. What does leadership mean to me? Leadership means to lead by example and to always have a positive attitude and do the right thing. For example, if you see a piece of trash on the ground, maybe pick it up, and maybe somebody else will see that and they'll do another good thing. Who is a leader to me that I look up to and why? Well, I am a tennis player at Rockhurst University, and I look up to Roger Federer because he's always calm and collective on the court. He never lashes out at the other players and doesn't let things get in the way of him playing tennis, and he always gives his opponent credit in the post-match interviews, so I like his poise, and so I look up to him. How do I try to be a leader in everyday life? I try to do the right thing. I try to show other people what to do. I try to maybe hold the door open for somebody, and hopefully somebody else sees that, and they do another good deed. And that's it.
Nick Perryman. To me, a leader is someone who leads by example. Not necessarily being loud and telling people how to do things, but doing stuff their own way, how they think they should do it, and having other people follow them. A leader I look up to is Neil Peart, because he's a drummer for the band Rush, and he's probably been pressured to do all kinds of drugs and crazy shit. Can I say that?
Just keep going.
But he doesn't. He's a very holy man, and he's true to himself. I try to be a leader in my everyday life by doing what I think is right, and not just doing what other people do to fit in. I try to be myself, and I think that's what all leaders should do.
Okay, I'm Nick D'Angelo. Leadership to me is the ability to selflessly lead others in both good times and bad, and the ability to handle a lot of responsibilities through hard work and ambition. And a leader I look up to, who just both of them are deceased, my examples. I look up to people like Gandhi and MLK Jr. because they were able to bring huge numbers of people together and with hard work and determination change the world for the better. And the ways I try to be a leader in my everyday life is that I try to help others whenever I can, whether in small ways or big, and I always work my hardest and try to be responsible in every endeavor.
What's up? My name's Daniel, and what does leadership mean to me? It just means staying relaxed, even when everything else seems to be falling apart. Just even when your test has gone bad or something like that, and someone's asking you for advice, and you really don't want to give it to them, but you do it anyways because it's just giving good advice to them. Leadership just means sticking with it and being a good person, setting a good example, even when times are tough.
Who's a leader I look up to and why? I look up to a friend of mine. His name's Gillen Brown. He goes to UMKC. He's my section leader when I was in the bands, and studying to be an astrophysicist. And well, this guy could have gone to Harvard, but his parents only let him go to UMKC, and he's all right with that. He's still going to there and still trying to be a astrophysicist, and that's what leadership. So the guy I really look up to. How do I try to be a leader in my everyday life? Well, I just try to be a good example and give people good advice and directions, even when I'm having a really bad day.
Keep on moving till the first rays are done. Keeping it on till the day stays strong. Rolling till the nighttime blazes on. All along I keep singing my song.